Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Assassin's Creed, your number one podcast for all things Assassin's Creed. So this is a little ahead of schedule. So this week we had a bomb of information for Valhalla. So I thought the best thing to do was to cover everything as quick as possible. But I decided to do something different. Instead of scouring links and articles for stuff to talk about, I went digging. And I went hunting for two people that have played the demo. First person I met was Lorie from ACSisterhood, and she thankfully gave me some free topics to talk about. And the other person I actually managed to drag onto the show. As you can guess, it's our partner in crime and best mate, Arsh. He is back.
Hello. How you guys doing?
And after 6 hours of playing a demo, it's actually good to have someone on here that knows more about Valhalla than Google.
Oh yeah, thing. AC Landmarks got you.
So, before we jump in, because I want to cover as much as possible in the short time we have, all I want to know from you is a very brief statement of how it feels to play Valhalla.
It feels freaking amazing. It's everything I expected and more.
Oh, now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So, before we jump into the nice, juicy demo talk, let's run over some new shiny things first that we know about. So, first of all, there's tons of accessibility options. This game is going to cater to everyone. The way the gameplay works and is designed, it's going to cater to everyone. There's no one going to be left behind. But one of the biggest changes that has me confused and mixed because the RPG setting is guaranteed assassinations are part of the accessibility options. But I don't know how to feel about it.
So the guaranteed assassination, when we played the demo, at least I didn't know that was a thing. I was using the advanced assassination that I unlocked like an hour before my demo was done. And to be honest, the advanced assassination is pretty cool. Like, especially since you can like practice on the dummies that are placed at the settlement in the Assassin Bureau, the Hidden Ones Bureau. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, as we're on top of assassinations, biggest concern I have with the assassinations is how much difference and time will it take to go from a basic assassination to the quick time guarantee assassination? How much time do you think it will take for an average player to get to that ability?
To get to that ability, I'd say, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna unlock it once the game starts. You're gonna need like a lot of time to pass, and I think if you are in Leicestershire, that's when you can like unlock it. But it's stacked in like a huge, like, those constellation abilities that you can unlock. There's like a lot of abilities that you have to connect to each other in order to reach the advanced assassination. And that for me was a bit like difficult, but like it was understandable because there's so many other unlocks that I did before I unlocked the advanced assassination, and it's partly because I didn't know where it was.
So, would you say that the standard assassination still feels meaty and powerful even before you have the advanced assassination?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, just like the basic assassination feels millennia's better than Odyssey's. Like, I just felt like I was playing Assassin's Creed 3 when I was like stabbing the enemies, because like, remember how Connor just like stabbed the enemies and just walked away, or like Arno did that? It's that same feel, only you have more like it's more heavy.
Ooh. You touched on a constellation style skill tree system.
Yeah.
Would you say this is similar but more advanced to the way the Origin skill tree connected in sort of a branching path, where Odyssey was just a basic stack of abilities?
um yeah, it's more advanced, as in, like, you'll get to unlock like plus 3% of melee, or plus 3% of range, and like you'll get like 3 or 4 of those before you get to like a main ability that you can unlock. uh so it's played out in that way. It's not as easy as like Odysseys, where, oh, you get this, and you get this, and you're great. No, you actually have to work for the your for your skill points to get you, well, skills. And I feel like it's a much better option, and it's like you can play more, so you can unlock those abilities.
Sounds fascinating. Sounds kind of cool, and I can't wait to test it out.
Yeah.
So the way we saw a lot of the deep dives and a lot of the demos, before we do talk about that, there's a lot of hints at mythology through Asgard, and I believe this is handled grounded for the seer.
Which I am
But
super excited for.
so might like to have Asgard as not a DLC content but part of the seer makes it feel grounded, just like the serpent in Odyssey, in Origins, I mean, and the way the afterlife was handled in Origins, it feels at home because you're not sticking an Isu label on it. You're saying it's possible, but there's real world explanations. But the point I discovered that blew my mind is it's probably not related and probably means nothing, but I would love your thoughts. Is we know that Eivor's brother is Sigrid. We know that's at the start. But Clay Cormac, back in AC2's puzzles, talked about a sword that was stabbed in a tree by Odin, that was pulled out by a legendary Norse warrior, who handed it down to his son, Sigrid. So, with Excalibur being in the game in the Deep Dive trailer, do you think it could be possible that Sigrid isn't linked as in is the same person, but could be linked namely to the legendary Norse warrior?
um Possibly. Only because like Darby was talking about this this Norse tradition where, no, it's not a Norse tradition. Wait, I take that back. But here's the thing. So I feel like Sigurd's dad's name is Sigmund. Uh, though I'm not pretty sure about that. But but there was this tradition in the past where you'd name your son uh like the same word, just like, Cheowolf, and his son Cheolbert is the same. So is like, Sigmund and Sigurd. But I mean, I'm talking about Norse people and English people, so I'm not pretty sure. But I feel like uh Eivor has a different connection to the Excalibur. Because if you remember, uh, Eivor is an adopted child. He, like they are Sigurd's brother or sister through like adoption. So I don't feel like that could be like a major connection. So yeah. Uh,
So it could just be like Sigrid was named how he's named because they wanted him to be a mighty warrior just like the legends.
um, I think so. I'd have to research more about Excalibur. I plan to do it like a thread about it. I just haven't like researched it because there's so much stuff to like research about this game.
Well, it's one of them. I think the reason why it caught my eye so much is Darby has been upfront and confirmed that this is technically a kappa to all loose threads. And it's not on the end, it's like the third saga of the mythology series, which I'm stealing that name. He called it the mythology series and I'm stealing it. And the reason this caught my eye is because him talking so much about being a kappa, if as far back as AC2, we know Clay Cormac was talking about Vikings in Isu knowledge, we know Sean Hastings has Viking ancestors. We know Berg from Templars has Viking lineage. And we know the Last Descendants also has Viking lore. This game is smack bang in the middle of all this. So it's so much potential for Darby and the team to pull as much knowledge from all AC content and make it into this game through Easter eggs, through lore references to even an explanation of what these puzzles that Clay Cormac was talking about in AC2, what they meant.
Yeah, it's just like this game is turning up to be like, I feel like this game is gonna be remembered like a bit like 5 years from now to be like the epitome of Assassin's Creed, because like there's so much content in it that is like assassin friendly, and like it just screams Assassin's Creed, but they're marketing it as, a Vikings game, but it screams Assassin's Creed.
So let's let's break down why we're here. There's so much to talk about in how the accessibility changes, how the world's changing, but I would love to leave that till the game comes out because I would love to compare what was discussed in the trailers and news articles to what we get in the game. So let's break down why we're here, the demo.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you the same questions I asked Lorio. And the three questions I asked Lorio was, how does combat feel compared to Odyssey and Origins? With how the game has moved to RPG, do the new social stealth and assassinations fit right in or feel slightly off? And three, how does exploring feel compared to Odyssey's massive world? So let's check the first one, how does combat feel, and we'll look at how combat is described by Lorio. And then we can hear your thoughts, if that's okay.
Okay, awesome.
So, Lorio says, the battle mechanics feel very different this time. I'm not sure I can do it just this topic justice because there's a lot I can bring up. Let me just say that Ava and Cassandra or Alexios fight very differently. You still have the mapped abilities in like Odyssey, but having the health as a D-pad item makes a big difference because you no longer have to map it. The skill tree also doesn't follow along the lines that I expected specifically, because you cannot just put skill points into one tree and get special abilities. You're limited to the skills you're able to unlock by finding them on the map, so you're going to have to adjust to what you have unlocked. The enemies are also different. I was not prepared for how fast some of them were. The best feature though, using your hidden blade for normal and enemy assassination is a given. You don't need to unlock a skill for it that I could see, only the timed/elite assassination is lockable skill. Dropping down on someone who didn't expect it was incredibly satisfying. One example, I guess, you have a lot of shielded enemies, but instead of shield break, you can use backstab. Now, backstab to me screams Dark Souls. Anyone who plays Dark Souls knows that if you run into an enemy from behind or has a shield, you can just backstab them. It's a satisfying feeling.
Oh yeah, I
That's
mean it's a major like a assassination thing. Though I feel like when she says backstabbing, I mean if she's saying backstabbing, I'm taking it as like uh stabbing with the hidden blade and either killing them or just wounding them. Is that what it means?
I think how it's worded, because this was on Discord, I think it's like if you run into a shielded enemy, you can go behind them and stab them in the back. I think with either a sword or a hidden, I think if it's in combat, it will be a sword, which would probably put them in that status that you can stun kill them,
Mm-hmm.
or could be a finisher where you ram the sword through the back and they're dead.
Yeah, but this is Valhalla, and if you're gonna backstab, you're gonna backstab with a hidden blade, uh,
Ooh,
because it's so damn satisfying.
that sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's I like the points she makes. Yes, you can't expect to be like um a god in this game, because I feel like in Odyssey I felt like I had too much god power, and like I could just like hit anyone and it'll be it'll be fine. I'm not gonna die. Um, but in Valhalla, the combat feels way, way, way heavier, thanks to the stamina too, and like the AI is like much smarter too. Also because like I felt I was being attacked from like everywhere, and as overwhelming as it was really good because um you get to basically try different tactics, especially when you have like two dual options, like uh an axe and a shield, or two axes. I went with two axes because Vikings.
One question I do have with combat that I've not seen much, it's gonna sound so daft. Is there a possibility to not go dual wielding? Is there a possibility just to run around the entire game with just a sword?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, thank God, because I don't like dual wielding. I play a lot of RPGs from Skyrim and stuff like that. I don't like dual wielding. I don't like shot, sword, and shield. I didn't mind it in Origins, but I never used the shield. I am so much more. I want to parry with my sword, or I want to stealth in it, and I always get this realistic vibe that stealthing around a camp is not going to work with a big, heavy shield in my back. Whereas if I just have a nice little sword or a bow and arrow, no one's going to hear me coming, and they're going to regret it.
Yeah, I do gotta say though, if you are dual if you are dual wielding something, I'd say uh put the shield on like the L1 side and put your sword or axe on the R1 side, because it's really hard to block with R1. I feel like it's just muscle memory for me to like block with L1 thanks to Ghost of Tsushima too. But yeah, uh to answer your question, yes, uh you can not wield like like dual wield, um and you can just fight with your fists also, um and also like you can disable like any gear you have, like you can basically be in boxers if you want, you know.
Well,
that that's an outfit option.
the ultimate stealth. No clothes, no weapon, just a hidden blade. The ultimate stealth. No one will hear you coming.
I want someone to make a YouTube playthrough with them just going just like with boxers and finishing every mission.
So the next question to look at would be, with the game moving to RPG, how does the new social stuff and assassinations fit right in, or do they feel slightly off? Now, the reason I asked this question
Can you
is,
repeat it? Sorry.
that's alright. The question was, how does this game, now the game has moved to RPG, do the new social stealth and assassinations fit right in, or feel slightly off? Now, the reason I'm asking this is the old game was very linear, and with how the linear style played, social stealth assassinations fit right in. But in an open world RPG, you run the risk of social stealth feeling like attacked on ability, or assassinations not feeling as weighty or maybe too overpowered that you feel godlike, which I know is good with Assassin's Creed because it's what the Hidden Blade's for, but can it feel a bit out of place? So Lorie's reply was, the best change between Odyssey and Valhalla is a change in the mission system. Odyssey doesn't feel quite overwhelming with a sheen of quests. You could pick up my log was sometimes this huge list I couldn't get through. Valhalla does away with all that. Instead, you have encounters more that are sort of one shots and you complete them on the spot. And you're done. It does give a sense of spontaneously that I think really improves the overall experience. And the social stuff is used in different ways, and sometimes it's optional, and you can choose to scout an area before you raid. Or sometimes it's integral to a story mission. The opportunities for social stealth do feel much more deliberate, and it feels like a much more balanced approach to letting the player choose how they want to tackle an objective, which does scream very much Unity style. You know, we can just play the game how we want.
Yeah, it's definitely pushing like Unity style, I'd say. Like you can be you can either be stealthy or you can be in like full combat. I finished a whole mission just being stealthy. And I felt like like an assassin. Thing like it's very doable, but like uh I did encounter like someone that just spotted me within like 2 seconds, and I'm like, damn it. But then I killed him, and thank God the guards were not alerted. But yeah, the stealth system in this game is very very uh like thought out, and like I felt I was an AC1 basically. Only I had way more options than what that game gave, and uh like blending in with monks, blending in with like sitting on the porch, no, not sitting on the porch, sitting on the benches and stuff. Like it just made it like way easier for me.
Now, one question I've seen asked, but I've not seen an answer fully. Can we wear a hood and cloak all the time, or is it just a temporary thing?
um you can wear a hood and a cloak all the time. All you gotta do is enable it on, and the way you enable it is go to the D-pad, and just put cloak on.
Yeah, so basically we could just be a permanent assassin.
Yeah, basically.
Just,
Thing though, I do wish that there are more cloaks. I really want like an assassin cloak, instead of just like a normal cloak that I was wearing. There was only one cloak available during my gameplay.
I'm getting more excited.
Oh yeah.
So, the last question, because I do have two more questions for you that I never asked Lorie. I hope you can answer them, because I might cry if you can't. But the last major question I asked Lorie was, how does exploring feel compared to Odyssey's massive world? And my only concern with this was, after playing Origins and going for Platinum, I realized tons of question mark on a map can get mundane and difficult to follow. Then you play Odyssey, where I had the same goal, was to complete the map. I will admit it beat me. I could not beat Odyssey's map because there was just too much to do. I was overwhelmed, and that's a fear I had with Valhalla until I saw how the map was built, and I'm sure to say that there's not going to be tons of question marks for me to follow. Now, Lorie's response was, during the demo that I played, I was exploring a couple of regions of England, and you have the option to explore by land or boat. Both are different experiences, but you constantly encounter things along the way. The map doesn't feel as big and sprawling as Odyssey, which is odd to say, but was nice. Running into world events is really what contributes to the feeling of exploration. I was sailing my boat when I heard a lady yelling for help, but the encounter wasn't something I was seeking out, I just ran into it. To me, that sounds amazing. I want to just be trolling along and someone to be like, hey, need your help, and I can help them.
Yeah, in some sense, I felt like it was like a Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of world where you just run, and then someone will like come up to you and be like, oh, like it just, the story missions are put everywhere for you, and you have those like 3 dots, I think it's gold, blue, and white to follow. And seriously, they didn't feel overwhelming to me because they're just like all right next to each other almost. And like when I went to when I went to them, they were not like stacked all over the place. They had a good distance between them, and it's not as overwhelming as Odyssey is. Trust me. Like it just, they're very, very fun and very like thoughtful. There's missions that can make you care about the people. There's missions that can make you laugh about the people you're like talking to. And there's the in between where you're stacking cairns and it's relaxing. Yeah, to be honest, I loved all the missions I played. They're very diverse and they're very meaningful.
I'm getting more stoked for this game the more we talk.
Yeah.
So
I'm so stoked. I want to play it again.
Well, I have 2 questions for you. The first question I'm hoping you can answer because there's no guaranteed definition anywhere I look. Parkour. I've seen a lot about it and I've heard it feels nice. Did you find any instances where we could do tree parkour? Because you know me, I'm obsessed with the idea of tree parkour.
Mm-hmm. Tree parkour. Did I try any tree parkour in the game? Let me think.
The suspense is killing me.
To be honest, I played so much of the game that like I don't seem to be remembering, but like whenever I wanted to climb somewhere, I was able to like climb it and head up because here's the thing, Valhalla's world is incredibly vertical, and the awesome thing about it is when you jump, you can die. And like I did that so many times, but it's, I feel like you can climb trees. I'll confirm that like later with you once I go over my footage, but I feel like you can.
Well, we all know what we're going to ask, guys. If you can confirm it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Tag me saying tree parkour is legit because I will be impressed. I will be shipping ideas of Assassin's Creed 3 hanging from the treetops.
Oh
This
yeah.
is a goal of mine.
Plus you can use your rope dart in this game. So I feel like something I didn't try was using my rope dart. I think I didn't have my rope dart though yet. So I think that's when you progress into the game and you get more equipment to Viking up with.
I am stoked, and we have time for one more question. It's a very generic, cool question, and that is, can you share any more information that possibly hasn't been shared by any other people? Or any little thing you may have noticed in Valhalla that stood out to you?
Any little thing that I noticed in Valhalla that stood out to me. Uh, well, I did share the uh the nude Eivor uh thing, like the boxer's Eivor, and uh also whenever you use the map uh for for what do you call it, for Valhalla, you can like zoom in and see whatever church uh you want to raid. You can like actually hear the voices of like the choir singing, telling you there's a church there somewhere, go raid it. And uh anything else, I feel like everything is like shared, but uh this so in the settlement, i- in the settlement, I plan to do like a video about this, like the longhouse, like the seat and everything over there. The seat, like Eivor's seat, is not actually called a throne. It's called the high seat, because like Vikings uh called it that in the time. But yeah, like I can't go like anymore into stuff I can't talk about because like, you know, it's just I can't talk about it.
It's fine. Look, it's a demo. There is a lot of NDAs. All the stuff we are hyped to talk about is the stuff that's been shared on YouTube. I just know that in this game as big as Valhalla, there could have been little details that were not impactful on the game that just stood out. And sorry about the fireworks. I don't know what's going on in my area. But the idea to have a map that will have choir singing, and when you zoom into the area, makes the map feel less bland. Because opening a map in a game is sometimes boring because it's just, I'll go there. But having one that seems alive gives you more reason to keep checking it out and more scouting. So this game seems to be heavy on this go explore, be an assassin, live a Viking saga.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's all about that. It's like exploration is a highlight of Valhalla. It's it like you don't you don't know how much content this game is giving you just at the base price. Like you have Norway, you have England, which England is really really vast and beautiful. Like everywhere I went to, uh like off the top of my head, there is Repton, there's Tamworth, there's this Ragnarsson lookout thing, which was my favorite viewpoint ever. It's like a work of art. Everywhere you go in this game is uh like a painting, especially in Leicester. There's this bathhouse in Leicester that is Roman. It's a Roman bathhouse, and like once you look at it and you're in like this like a sunset kind of vibe, it just looks like uh like Raphael Lacoste painted that right there in front of you.
Wow.
You know, and I I was when I was playing the game, I legit hit the share button, but then I realized I'm playing on the PC.
Oh,
I'm like, oh yeah, I can't take photo mode in this picture.
oh, I really want to play this game now. Apologies again for all the fireworks in the background. I'm not too sure what's going on.
Oh, I
So,
can't hear anything in the
oh,
background. Yeah.
ignore me, people. Ignore me.
I want to ask you a question. What's the number one thing you're looking forward to in Valhalla?
Um, for me, ooh, this is a tricky one. I think it's just immersion. Like, when I play Assassin's Creed, I want to be immersed. I want to feel the story. I want to feel the emotions. I want to feel the world. And Odyssey is one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds because its immersion in the wild is really cool. The way the scenery is, the way it's all built, the way the animals move. But in the cities, it's not so much because it doesn't have as much people moving as Origins do. So I'm excited to see how Valhalla's going to feel transitioning from the wilds of England to the little bustling cities and towns, and I'm English, so I want to see where I've probably been on my holidays.
Yeah. You're gonna have a lot of fun with Valhalla because it's all about immersion. And those 6 hours I played, I actually thought I was a Viking. Like, because I don't know, Eivor is this character that's both a Viking, and yet you know, they don't shy away from like the Christian stuff also, which makes it uh like they're they're a character of like both worlds. And yeah, like I can't wait to go to Jorvik. I can't wait to go to like Norway and experience all of this, because like this game is giving you like England, Norway, uh Asgard, Jotunheim, Vin- Vinland. I feel like Vinland is a DLC, but like there's like 4 worlds that are just for like, you know, I think like standard price, which is amazing.
Well, this is all we've got time for tonight, guys. So it seems that Valhalla's going to be massive. Remember, Valhalla comes out November the 10th. I think PS5 it's not coming out till November the 12th and November 17th. So quite a lot of gap to wait for some people, but all we are bothered about is the PS4 and Xbox is out on the 10th. So not long, 24 days I believe, till we can get our hands on this epic Viking saga. And I want to say big congratulations to the team for getting the game gold. So we know that the game's coming,
Yes.
it's ready, let's see where we go from here. And if any Ubisoft team are listening, which I hope they are, please hint if in the season pass we are getting an AC1 remaster, because currently it's the only Assassin's Creed not remastered for current generation.
Yeah. I feel
We
like they
need it.
should do it. Like they should really
They
do
should.
it.
There's 15 studios working on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm sure 2 of them could have snuck off to do the remaster. Snuck off to do remaster. That's 13 studios on one game, while 2 studios go and work on a remaster. I'm sure it's possible.
Yeah, it's highly possible. So, like, let let's hope. We want everything from the Dark Ages to the Crusades. Ubisoft, give it to us. It's 2020.
So, thank you all for listening, and I'll catch you all next week.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.